EGM, issue 8. I don't have this issue. I've got a giant crate full of EGMs in my basement. This is not one of them, though. I picked it because, I mean, look at the cover. It's a topic near and dear to my heart. The TurboGrafx and the Genesis. Which one's best? I think we all know. I'll let you answer that yourselves, but you know the right answer, right? So, what I like, I paged through this magazine a little bit just to prep for this, just to see what I was getting into. And what I do like about the article, without spoiling it too much, is it doesn't get all fanboy, you know. It's actually a pretty reasonable take on both the consoles. But we'll get to that in a bit. So let's take a look at this cover. It's boy, it's some amazing art here. They just pretty much take screenshots, or I mean, in the case of look at that Legendary Axe, and what's the Genesis one? Somebody help me out. They just that's not Altered Beast, isn't it? I don't know. But they just take scans right off the screen and chop them in there, and then they've got Vigilante down there, JJ and Jeff. Is that fucking Deep Blue? I mean, come on, really? You choosing Deep Blue? And then on the Genesis side, we got Ghosts and Goblins. We got, looks like, is that Shinobi back there? Is that Forgotten Worlds in the back, which was also on the TurboGrafx? I mean, this is a incredible cover. So along the top, along the top banner above the EGM logo, Nintendo, Sega, Atari, TurboGrafx, Genesis, Game Boy, Lynx, and arcades. Man, I used to love this magazine. Loved it. Game Boy on TV. That seems exciting. And then more Super Graphics, as though like that was a magazine or that was a console they were covering previously. Interesting. $4, not a bad price for a good magazine. All right, I think there's something like 30 some pages in this. Let me take a look. Oh, about 40, a little over 40. It's not bad. EGMs would eventually bloat to like fucking like 100 and 150 pages. So 40 seems pretty reasonable. We got some Advanced Dungeons and Dragons in here. We got some Chase HQ. We got some Bases Loaded 2, Mad Max, Rescue Rangers, Ikari Warriors 3, Newtopia, Afterburner 2, Sidearms, Truxton, Double Dragon 2, Castlevania The Adventure, Ultima 4, JJ and Jeff, Astyanax, and Phantasy Star 2. Not bad. Let's get to it. You open it up, first thing you see, beautiful 2-page ad from Tengen. Or Tengen, however you want to pronounce it. I always thought it was Tengen, though. Who made the, non-licensed Nintendo cartridges with the funky shapes that I always thought were pretty cool, pretty interesting. Gauntlet, RBI Baseball, Pac-Man, Super Sprint, Vindicators, Zybots. Look at that sweet Roadrunner box art there. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Afterburner, Alien Syndrome, Shinobi, Rolling Thunder. You're looking at a dozen of the greatest arcade titles ever. Now, Tengen makes them available for play on the hottest game machine, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Every Tengen Games is a faithful conversion of the original arcade hit. Really. You get all the heart-pounding action, the stunning graphics, dynamite sound effects. Carry Tengen's line of top hits today and sell the games that kids really want. This is like an ad for retailers, man. A very healthy bottom line. That's fucking interesting. So this is an ad for retailers, but it's in EGM. So yeah. All right, Tengen. Enough of your advertising. What else we got here? We've got our content. So the Genesis versus Turbo Duo debate, prompted by hundreds of requests from our faithful readers. All right. Taking the Super Graphics for a test drive. So back in the early 16-bit days, they seemed like they actually gave the TurboGrafx a fair shake. It wasn't until later when TurboGrafx was like relegated to maybe 3 pages, and everything else was Super Nintendo and Genesis. But it seems like in the early days, EGM gave the TurboGrafx and PC Engine and all that stuff a fair bit of coverage. I mean, they've got a whole feature on the Super Graphics, for God's sake. All right. And I was always curious, like, what the hell is that? Super Graphics. Yeah. All right. Ad on the next page for Double Dragon, which we'll get to here. But hell, let's get to it right now. Let's say goodbye to Truxton. And let's cue up the Double Dragon music, because that's some good shit here. And that's good stuff right there. Not bad. I love this game. All right, we'll keep that rolling in the background. I'll turn it down a little bit here. Okay. And let's get back to the magazine. The Ultimate Dragon Slayer. No make-believe dragon here. This is the original, the Ultimate Double Dragon. Not even Double Dragon 2. I mean, it's only one player. Weird. Do whatever it takes to rescue Marion from the savage street gang of the mysterious Shadow Boss. Sweet. All right, next. Josh should be here looking at the Road Warriors there. WCW World Championship. FCI, not just kid stuff. All right, let's take a look at Steve Harris's editor's letter. Recently, all of the staff at EGM got together to assess where we've been and where we're going. Besides talking between ourselves, we also... Sorry, the print's really tiny here. We also sorted through hundreds of letters that had been sent by you, our faithful supporters and readers, to determine exactly what's good and bad between the covers of this magazine. Thankfully, most of the responses that have appeared in recent months have given us glowing ratings, etc., etc. Hey, Fnary. Oh, you want to go back? You want to go back? Yeah, sure. Look at that. Hot, right? Yeah, you want me to just leave it there? Let me know when you're done. Let me know when you're ready. I'll wait. I'll wait. Yeah, man. Yeah, let me know when you're ready. Okay, you're good? Good. I just realized this fucking chat box isn't working on the stream, but, you know, whatever. I don't feel like fucking with that right now. Anyway, okay. So, where were we before we had to let Fnary do his thing? Oh, yeah. So, we're looking at Steve Harris's editorial introduction here. Yeah, nothing else interesting there. Let's move on to the next page. We got what's Hawk and... What the hell was it? Hawk and Snake or Hawk and Animal? I forget. The Road Warriors, stars of the NWA. Josh just gave me a little lesson on NWA and WCW and all that shit. Yeah, right? They look like Gwar a little bit, but it's Animal, right? Animal and Hawk? I can't remember. I can't fucking remember their names. That was too many years ago. Alright, moving on. Oh, the letters. I'm curious about why you found it necessary to include the following in your magazine. No commies, please. Is this supposed to be humor or just a gratuitous insult? I hope you'll remove it from your magazine as it adds nothing of value. Wow. Due to the overwhelming demand for EGM in Poland, East Germany, and other East Bloc countries, we've seen democratic reforms ushered in like never before. In recognition of these advances and the demise of the Communist Party, we hereby remove the aforementioned line from the pages of the magazine. Is that snark? Is that snark? I don't know. Let's see. What else should we read? I'm a martial arts game fan, so I quickly bought Last Battle for Genesis. In issue 3, on page 64, you wrote that Red Belt, a karate kicker from Activision, was shown at CES. What exactly is this game about? Asked Jean-Francois Leduc. Very often a game will change dozens of times throughout its life, something that has occurred with Red Belt. Activision modified the game slightly and now call it Tongue of the Fat Man? What? Based on one of their computer titles. It's an arena fighting game, and the early version we saw looked very promising. Tongue of the Fat Man. I've never heard of that. We're going to look it up. We're going to see if that ever came out. Hold on. Give me one moment. Let's get nuts. Tongue of the Fat Man. Yeah, look at that. So Tongue of the Fat Man, also known as Mondu's Fight Palace for the Commodore 64, Fat Man for its Japanese release, and Slaughter Sport in its Sega Genesis iteration, is a 1989 fighting game developed by Activision and published by Sanritsu. Wow, never heard of it, man. Never, ever heard of it, but holy shit, you guys got to see this cover. Give me a second. See if I can pop this on here quick. I'm going to try. See that shit? Look at that. Tongue of the Fat Man. Look at that damn cover. I mean, what the hell is that cover? That is something special. I am going to post that in our Discord right now. Tongue of the Fat Man. Holy balls. Yeah, okay. Tongue of the Fat Man. Okay, let's get back to it. You hate that? That cover? That's something special. Oh shit, I just lost. There we go. I lost both of those images. Here we go. All right, we're back. Tongue of the Fat Man. Okay, your EGM review crew is without question no comparison, far above any game review for format I've ever seen. Well, other than Famitsu. No wasted space, a good cross comparison from different writers and players. Your game review format is so excellent, I would not change it even a little bit. This format should set magazine standards for game reviews. Again, thank you, Famitsu. We're glad that you and other readers like our review crew, Carl. While other mags try to duplicate the crew's success with rating systems that supposedly tell it like it is, you can always count on EGM to give you multiple opinions from 4 different game fans who know what it takes to be a winner. Fantastic. Okay. CD-ROM questions. I've recently purchased a TurboGrafx CD system and am confused about which games are for the CD-ROM and which aren't. Well, probably the ones that are listed as CD-ROM games there, Dave. But anyway, please send me a list of the games. Wow, full service he's asking for here. Please send me a list of games which will be coming out on the CD-ROM system in the near future. P.S. I have the Turbo and it will crush the Genesis. Wow. Didn't take much to get printed in EGM back in the day, did it? Oh, I love that. That's good stuff. All right, and then we got the Sunsoft Batman, which I believe is Josh's favorite Batman, or favorite Sunsoft, or favorite NES game. What can you get there? You cut that out, you send it in. Hot news for hot shots. You get the inside track on Sunsoft games in the free Sunsoft Game Time News. Yeah, it's a great game, man. All right, moving right along. Here we go, review crew. I love that they put the reviews like right up front. That was one of my favorite things about this magazine. Like they just did not fuck around. They got straight to the reviews. So let's find out about our review crew here. We've got Steve. Steve is now having fun with his latest toy, a new Super Graphics from Japan. Well, have fun with those 5 games, my friend. He also has loads of new Game Boy softs on the way now that he has finished Castlevania the Adventure. Did you really, Steve? I don't think you did. Other new favorites include Astyanax and V-Ball. Ed. Ed has completed the pre-production version of Phantasy Star 2, which ends at the halfway point. Sorry, this fucking text is so small here. So now he's concentrating on portable endeavors like Gates of Zendoom for Lynx and Motocross Maniacs for Game Boy. Next up, we've got Martin Alessi. R.I.P., sir. R.I.P., Martin. You were a good man. That's all I have to drink, but many interesting conversations with Martin over the years, so I was sad to hear of his passing. Hadn't talked to him in many years, probably a decade, but he was an interesting guy to say the least, and very passionate about everything that he did. So anyway, let's see what Martin had to say. He said, Martin can't wait to see Gradius on the Game Boy, but for now he's fulfilling his thirst for shooters with Truxton on the Genesis. Always had good taste, that guy. That Martin always had good taste. Double Dragon 2 is keeping him busy, at least until Sunsoft's Batman comes out. Right on, Martin. And then Jim. I don't remember Jim. The Revue Crew's resident Mr. Video Games is back again with wit and wisdom, waiting for latest releases. Some of this month's favorites include Revenge of Shinobi and Road Blasters for the NES. Like many, Jim can't wait to get to Vegas for the winter CES. All right, so they lead off with Double Dragon 2. So, I mean, in honor of that, let's what stage we got here? This is stage 3 and 4-2, Linda's theme. I mean, that's something. All right, Linda. All right, let's get back to it. So we got a good range of things here. Steve didn't seem to care about it that much. He said, I enjoyed Double Dragon 2 a lot. The new moves and fancier backgrounds do add some depth, and two-player cooperative function is another welcome enhancement over the original NES Double Dragon. In the end, it's just more Double Dragon, but as a DD fan, I'm more than satisfied. Wow. Only a 7, though, from Steve. Not too good for 720 degrees there either. What do we got on the right here? Demon Sword, Master the Power. I mean, look at that manly man with the flaming blade. That is so fucking 80s. It's awesome. All right, here we go. The famous magazine catalog where you just call these folks up and you order a game off their price list, or you verify what their trade-in price is going to be, and you write down your order number and send your games in. I did that many times to my detriment. Look at this Three Stooges game. I've never played the Three Stooges game on NES, and it looks abysmal. Get ready for punching, slapping, poking, pie-in-the-face fun with Moe, Larry, and Curly. Were kids in the 80s really into the Three Stooges? I mean, I guess I was to a certain degree, but I mean, it's like making a Little Rascals video game, which I'm guessing they probably did, like a fucking Betty Boop game, which, man, maybe they did too. What about who else? Fucking the Marx Brothers. Did they make a Marx Brothers game? I guess that's probably a more apt, comparison. All right, let's see here. Let's keep moving along. Radical Action, Mega Man 2 and Strider, both excellent games. Not crazy about the NES port of Strider, but I'll take it. So what do we have here for reviews? Boy and His Blob got middling reviews. Man, that's considered to be like a classic too. Let's see. What did Martin have to say? A unique game that has several good points, such as a variety of power-up options offered by the different colored jelly beans. There's not a lot to the gameplay, however, so this unique feature never realizes its full potential. Strictly average. All right, fair enough, Martin. Fair enough. 8 Eyes. That's a game that I've heard about so often, but I don't think I've ever played. Doesn't look like I'm missing a lot, according to the review crew. All right, let's see. Let's get back to the Double Dragon music. Start that over. Actually, let's go to Double Dragon 2. Here we go. Here we go. That's good stuff. All right. Back to the reviews. Let's go to the next page, see what we got. Golden Axe. Oof, for the Master System. Pass. Okay, we've got a Space Harrier port for the TurboGrafx. Good seeing the TurboGrafx, what, here on page 3 of the reviews? Not bad, not bad. I mean, I like Space Harrier. Was never just like crazy about it though. Twin Cobra. All right, you pilot the world's swiftest chopper with unlimited firepower, 4 types of ammo, and devastating napalm bombs. Wow. You get to drop fucking napalm, huh? All right, you want to talk about Dynamite Ducks? Let's check it out. Based on a Little Scene arcade effort released to limited areas last year, Dynamite Ducks for the Master System provides a twist on the standard scrolling action theme by taking a comical approach to the scenery and characters. You control a punked out duck, of course. It's fucking 80s and 90s. Out to save a girl in distress, of course, because it's the 80s and 90s. Along the way, you'll face all types of surreal opponents, leading up to confrontations with some of the strangest enemies you've ever seen. 3s and 4s across the board. So not a big hit, that Dynamite Ducks. All right, moving along. Turn the page. Military Madness, a bona fide TurboGrafx classic, man. People love this game. I enjoyed it enough. It got a reboot on the Wii, like WiiWare, I think. Didn't care for that, but Ed seemed to like it. Let's check out what Ed says. He says, "This is one of the most unique and addictive games I've ever played. Military Madness isn't a game as you know it, but a strategy contest that puts you in command of an entire army. All the strategic elements are handled by the system. Don't pass this game up, even if you're not typically a fan of war games." I remember renting Military Madness back in the day, and it was the first time I'd ever even seen a strategy game, and I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah, it was, but I loved it. I really got into it. Wound up buying it because I liked it so much. Ordine, Martin liked Ordine, and we're probably going to play some Ordine here later on. Ordine is a cross between Fantasy Zone and R-Type. Exactly, Martin. That's pretty much what it is, man. A good addition to the family of turbo shooters with bright and colorful graphics, supporting a straightforward battle-filled with power-ups, bosses, and more. This one could be a sleeper hit. Well, it could have been, Martin, but sadly, 'twas not to be. Ordine is barely remembered these days, but I still enjoy it, and we'll play it a little later. Yeah, man, totally. Military Madness, you know. I wonder what came first, Military Madness or Famicom Wars. Let's solve that riddle, shall we? Famicom Wars came out originally in 1988. I'm guessing Famicom Wars was the first one. Military Madness is a game, well, not a song by Graham Nash, although also that. Came out as Nectaris originally. Let's see, 89. Yep, so a year later. So Famicom Wars beat it to the punch. But Military Madness is better in every way. Deep blue on the TurboGrafx. Better left alone. River City Ransom. Look at that ad. Takes all the fun and quirkiness of military madness and looks like the fucking Hardy Boys are starring in it. Of military madness? Of River City Ransom. Jesus. Takes all the fun of River City Ransom. I'm like tongue twisted and fucked up. It's been a hell of a day. Anyway, moving along. I'll stop torturing you guys with this. Truxton, a classic shmup that got a not so great Genesis port. So let's go down to Jim. Jim says the shooter just doesn't have enough pizzazz to hold your attention long. The graphics look detailed, but they're awfully dark, and the backgrounds move slowly, making it difficult to simulate any real feelings of speed. A limited number of levels make Truxton much less than what it could be. Fair enough, Jim. Fair enough. Look at that, Revenge of Shinobi. Get some nice scores across the board. What do we got over here? Game Mania. Phone orders. Yeah, man. The Platoon game for sure. That's actually where I first saw the Platoon like poster art was in the video game, right? Probably far before I saw the movie. Fester's Quest, of course, a classic. Yeah, man. All right, what do we got here? Golden Axe on the Genesis, classic. I played through this entire game in a whatever the front area is called in a Walmart, like the entryway, back in the late 80s. Yeah, Fester's Quest. Yeah, my friend Kevin and I, we just plugged like a roll of quarters into the Golden Axe machine in the front of a Walmart one day. Love that game. Castlevania, The Adventure. Man, they gave that shit 8s. Holy cow. Let's see what Martin says. This game is proof that the Game Boy can duplicate all the action of an NES title. Really, Martin. Visually, one of the most amazing Game Boy games to appear with crisp backgrounds and excellent stereo sound. A good quest with plenty of challenge. All right, Game Mania continues over here. What else are they selling? Street Cop. Jesus. Police Academy, the video game. I forgot about that, man. Police Academy. Man, Game Mania, how much did they pay for this ad space? They got 4 pages of ad space. Full color pages. Crazy. Look at Hulk Hogan up there in the corner. Yeah, then you fill out your little thing, pop in your credit card number, and send it off. Crazy times. Crazy times. All right. Let's get to this. Let's get to gaming gossip. So more stuff about the Super Graphics. They fucking were crazy about the Super Graphics. And then they're talking about a portable Genesis being kicked around. So yeah, so let's see. Oh, they call it the PC Engine 3, which is basically the Turbo Express. Another company without Nintendo's approval. Putting out games. Let's see. Antitrust violations against Nintendo. Government's upset by the monopoly Nintendo's created, and the deficit that all cartridge importing accounts for. I think they mean importing. You guys need a better editor. More Turbo. Hearing some rumors about suppliers leveling disappointment with the system's launch. Yeah, I hear that. On an upbeat note, however, the Turbo CD player is completely interchangeable with the Japanese CD software, so you can play Japanese games on your Turbo CD. So that's pretty cool. What else do we have? Konami to create a 4-player version of TMNT coming out for the NES. I don't know. I don't want to count on that there, Quarterman. And yeah, God damn, these guys are fucking hard-ons for the Super Graphics. Another mention of the Super Graphics down there. They fucking loved that shit, didn't they? All right. Here we go. Flying Dragon. Super real kung fu game. Super real, you say, on the Nintendo. All right. Wow, fucking 4-page spread. Look at that shit. And I gotta tell you, I have never heard of this game. Definitely have never played it. But they paid for a 4-page spread. Look at that. Kung Fu Heroes. Here we go. Man, this company, look at that. They got 8 pages of ads, this company. Culture Brain. Yeah, Culture Brain, man. I don't know that I've heard of them either. Fucking 8 pages. Yow, I'll let you handle this guy. No way, pal, he's all yours. Never heard of Culture Brain, I don't think. Let's look him up. Let's find out a little bit about Culture Brain. Culture Brain. Here we go. Alright, Culture Brain is a Japanese game developer and publisher founded in 1980. It's still around, my friend. In 2016, it was renamed Culture Brain Excel. That's crazy. Let's see, what did they do? They did Baseball Simulator 1000. Wow. Super Baseball Simulator. Super Ultra Baseball 2. Flying Dragon, which we saw ads for. Kung Fu Heroes, we saw ads for that. Little Ninja Brothers, Ninja Boy. Super Chinese 3. Super Chinese Fighter, Super Chinese Land. You know what? I think we played a Super Chinese game on the Randy button. Let's see. Hamster Monogatari 64. Good lord. Oh, The Magic of Scheherazade. They did that one. I know that game. Ah, damn. Okay. Oh, yeah, they must have went out of sushi. Wait a minute. When you say X, sushi-x, I mean, is that a coincidence or is this Ken? Because that'd be some shit. I'll wait for your reply and keep paging here. Look, man, more Culture Brain. Holy shit, Ken! It's good to hear from you, man. Holy cow! You put out the EGM call, and Ken comes knocking. It's good to hear from you, man. How are you? Saw my Twitter post. Man, I'm glad you're kicking around, dude. I didn't even know you followed us on Twitter. You work too much. Don't we all, my friend? Don't we all? Well, maybe you. I don't know if you were working with EGM issue 8 here. I'll go back to the cover. Where are we at now? We're on page 36. But I don't know if you were. Oh, you were on the helpline, huh? So you didn't help design this stellar cover, did you? All right. Let's see. Yeah, I saw it's Martin. We talked about Martin a little bit. Poured a little drink for Martin. We talked about Steve, Ed, Martin, and Jim. I don't remember Jim at all. I don't remember ever hearing about Jim. No idea who Jim was. All right. So where were we here? Culture Brain, and we're up to what? 10 pages? Fucking 10 pages of ads they took out. And notice you'll see no mention of an advertisement here, but the Taco X ripoff. Nice. Yeah, who is Jim though? Ken, do you remember? All right, let's see. You played the heck out of Flying Dragon. I honestly had never heard of Flying Dragon, man. Never heard of it. Look at this thing. I mean, it looks cool. It's like a one on one fighter. Is that right? So Jim was gone by the time we started. All right. Super Dodgeball. Super Dodgeball and Solstice. Let's see. Another newsletter you could send away for. You can give these guys all your information and they'll send you a newsletter. All right, Portable Gaming Magazine. I know Ken's going to love this because it features his favorite console, Sushi-x's favorite console of all time, the Game Boy, right? So with Castlevania, the Adventure on there. So let's get to it, Ken. Since you're here, we're just gonna dive right into Game Boy stuff, and maybe you can tell us how much you enjoy this stuff. Oh, and now you can do it in color. Look at that. What is that thing? Many have I love how, like, Ken, I gotta say, man, I love how 35 years later you were just still like, fuck the Game Boy. I love your passion for it. I think it's awesome. So let's talk about this color thing. So many have complained that Nintendo Game Boy is too small and hard to see and has no color, like its high-tech counterpart, the Lynx. That's because it was Ken. Well, we found a device that solves both of these problems, but does it really? By letting you play your Game Boy carts on any standard television, you can even add color tints to the game screens for more exciting visuals. Well, I mean exciting. The Wide Boy, as this device is known, Wide Boy 2, and they say we don't know what happened to Wide Boy 1. It plugs into a Famicom. So, yeah. Yeah, not quite Super Game Boy level quite here. Look at that. Freaking the amazing Wide Boy, it says. I think their standards for amazing are pretty low, but all right. And then they look at Castlevania: The Adventure, which, may I remind you, Castlevania: The Adventure got all 8s and 9s back here in the by the Revue crew. So no, 7s and 8s. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Castlevania: The Adventure. You were a Lynx junkie back in the day. That is one game that never, or one console that never did it for me. Wonder is my audio. Hold on. All right, we're good. Thought my soundboard thing was getting fucked up again. Anyway, let's go back. Sorry for the pause. Yeah, these screens are bad. Like, holy cow. What is all the coin? That's how they marked that shit back in the day. Holy cow. Yeah, the Lynx was something back in the day, wasn't it? All right. Man, I think this is great. We were talking old school EGM, and the real deal sushi-x pops into chat. So I will try to stop torturing you here, Ken, and you're going to be happy with the next page, my friend. Ready? Links. There you go. Yeah, man, stitching these pictures together by hand to put together a guide. Crazy. So what are we looking at with the links here? We got Rampage, of course. What is that? I can't even fucking read that. Gauntlet. Man, these screens are rough. Rough, brother. Let's see. Blue Lightning, Gates of Zendokan, Rampage Deluxe. And then we have got we've got an ad for Boxel, of all things. I actually enjoyed Boxel on the Game Boy. It was like, it was fucking. It took the whole Zelda box puzzle and made a whole game out of it. So good for them. But literally one page of Link's game previews in their portable gaming magazine spotlight here. Look at this. We got all Castlevania, a handful of other Game Boy games, and then kind of one sad little page for the links. All right, now here we're at the feature presentation, the TurboGrafx versus the Genesis. Looking at this layout, man, this looks like a newspaper almost, you know. Yeah, just figure it out and make it happen. Deadward, good to see you. All right, so let's see. Dear EGM, I followed your coverage of the new NEC TurboGrafx 16 and Sega Genesis 16-bit systems, and both of these advanced technology consoles look great. I'm planning on purchasing one of these systems soon, but my only problem is which one to buy. Which one will have the most games? Which one will have the best games? Do I really need a 16-bit system at all? I'm counting on you for the answers. George Mack. Now, Ken, I know you weren't writing for the magazine at this point, but this George Mack character seems like bullshit. He seems made up. Seems like he wrote an article, and he doesn't exist. I think maybe Steve Harris or Ed maybe wrote this letter, and then they're like, okay, now let's write an article about it because our fans want to see it. So if only one letter could summarize the majority of the mail we've received lately, George's letter would have hit the bullseye. Of course it would, because you guys wrote it yourselves. We've received literally hundreds of pieces of mail and phone calls that all revolve around one simple question: which new game system is the best, the TurboGrafx or the Genesis? Yeah, all right. So let's take a look at how they compare. I mean, they kind of do an okay job for whatever this was, 1990, comparing the stuff, and they don't get, like I said earlier in the stream, they don't get too fanboy about it or too subjective about it. So they talk about the systems, the processors. The clear-cut winner being the Genesis. Its 68,000 processor is a true 16-bit brain. Compared to the TurboGrafx. Has no trouble rivaling the Genesis in terms of graphic quality and clarity. It is not as proficient with its 6502 processor, which is identical to Nintendo's. So yeah. In all fairness, however, the Genesis succeeds in the hardware department because its Japanese cousin Mega Drive was constructed over a year after the debut of the PC Engine. So, I mean, whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Fuck you guys. I know, I'm still, all these years later, as much as Ken Sushi-x hates the Game Boy all these years later, I still adore the TurboGrafx. All right, let's go to third-party support. So let me try to skim here and get to the good stuff. The Turbo immediately wins this software war. Wow. Turbo wins this software war. This must let's find out why, what their logic is here. Where was I? Wins the software war thanks to the familiarity of their machine with the developers in Japan. There are literally hundreds of games already available or in development for the PC Engine. All right, so PC Engine, that is the Japanese TurboGrafx. So this is the EGM folks just assuming that all those lovely titles in Japan are going to magically make their way to the United States. And as we all know, these many, many years later, that did not happen. Unfortunately, many of these the most exciting Turbo games have been created with companies with ties to Nintendo who look down at cross-development. Yeah, that's true to an extent, and are reluctant to upset Nintendo by releasing games for a system with so few units compared to the 15 million plus consoles Nintendo boasts. All right, fair as well. Most of NEC's licensees are comprised of computer companies like Cinemaware and Incredible Technologies, development houses who have little experience in the designs of video games. Also true. Now let's go to Sega. So Sega's taken a somewhat similar approach, with Discovery Software diligently preparing some of their strongest computer titles for the new Sega systems. Behind the scenes, however, it appears that more video game companies are rallying behind the Sega unit in the US. Many companies are related to Nintendo licensees directly and have extensive backgrounds. All right. Where do they land here? NEC has the upper hand with the huge library of softs available in Japan, but they must get them over here in order to succeed. All right, fair enough, man. Fair enough. And we know how that worked out. They did not get those over here, and they did not succeed. You applied to be a game tester with NEC, so you could have worked with Glenn Torgo, right? Because wasn't he a game tester for a little bit with NEC, if I recall? All right, expandability. I mean, they got to go with the TurboGrafx, right? So they have expansion ports. NEC is the first of the two companies to show a peripheral, the CD-ROM interface. The price is steep on that sucker. The Genesis only has the power-based converter to play the 8-bit games. All right, let's move on to the next page. Blah, blah, blah. Sega Game Network they talk about. The bottom line is that while both of these systems have interesting attachments, prohibitive or questionable factors severely taint the inherent value of such peripherals. Also fair. I mean, I think they're doing a pretty good job so far. Know yourself. So this is where they get into, what kind of games do you like? Strengths and weaknesses. So currently, the Genesis is much more of an everything machine, which is a balance of game titles addressing blah, 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 Thunder Force, Forgotten Worlds, Render Shinobi, Ghouls and Ghosts, etc. The TurboGrafx relies much more heavily on arcade and original shooters and action-adventure titles. Outstanding version of baseball. I don't know about outstanding, but slightly cartoony simulations of tennis and golf. They've got Bonk's Adventure and Legendary Axe, etc. Let's see. TurboGrafx does and will have some product that doesn't fit the fight and shoot mold, but the majority of their new year releases seem to continue to conform with Pac-Land, Final Lap Twin, Ordyne, etc., and Crater Maze. So if you're a fan of comical adventures that are all-out blasters, go with the TurboGrafx. All right, again, I think they're doing okay here. Not too bad. If you still can't decide, hold on, how are we doing on music? You guys hear the music at all? I mean, I've got it really, really faint in the background. I didn't really want it to overpower things here. But anyway, okay, the verdict. Let's see. Our vote goes to the Genesis. While either system is sure to give hours of enjoyment, the sophistication and level of graphics and playability on Sega's titles are too good to ignore. Even though there's sure to be hot titles on both systems, Sega appears to have an edge over the Turbo with a machine that is slightly more powerful, but powerful enough to make the difference. Yeah, I turned the music way down. I just didn't want it to... Here, I'll turn it up a little bit. Oh, hold on. It's because it fucking stopped. There we go. How about now? Let me know if that gets too loud. I just don't want it to be like over the chatter. You know what I'm saying? All right, and then again, so let's go back before we move on. I think it was fair, and in the end, they turned out to be right. They turned out to be correct. The Genesis, the sound chip, when in the wrong hands, was kind of a piece of shit. The Genesis had some great music, but man, out of all three consoles, the TurboGrafx I felt like had the best sound chip, had the best soundtracks for the most part. I mean, there are exceptions, of course. Can't go wrong with Zelda and all that shit. But anyway, I think their article was shockingly fair and accurate, and they had good foresight. They kind of predicted some stuff. you know, their third-party support, they were like, hey, they need, in order for TurboGrafx to be successful, they have to get this shit over here, which they did not do. So, yeah. Yeah, TurboGrafx sound was fantastic, even on the turbo chips. Good stuff. All right, I need to find like. Oh, you want to go back here with the Wolfpack? Yeah, what are they doing with their? What I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. What are the games down here? Does that say Boomer? Crystal Mines. All by Color Dreams, huh? Man, that's some shit. You like that Wolfpack there, Fnary? Whatever the hell they are. Yeah, it is like weird, angry furry porn or something. Yeah, well, I mean, this guy over here, he's got at least 6 eyes. You know, I don't know what's up with that. It's like some sort of mutant. Are they attacking each other? Is this one in the front like attacking the other three? I don't know what's going on, man. I have no idea. But whoever constructed this little picture sure was impressed with himself, I bet, afterward. All right, let's move along. I need to know what was up with EGM's Super Graphics hard on. Like this whole issue is just littered with Super Graphics callouts, including this gigantic feature right in the middle. You guys are still on this, still all about this ad. I gotta admit, man, like half the fun of looking at these old magazines is looking at the fucking crazy ads, just absolutely bonkers ads. Um, yeah, I'm just looking at other shit here. Okay, anyway, all right, but let's get back to the Super Graphics. I'm gonna be here all damn night going through this magazine, and that's cool. We got fucking sushi-x in the house. Might as well. Okay, so Super Graphics. Yeah, like just a giant Super Graphics boner this magazine had. Um, I don't get it. I guess just because it was like, hey, look at this badass, more powerful PC engine. Maybe readers will want to know about this. It's going to have a whopping 5 games on it, you know? But I guess they couldn't have known that at the time, right? They couldn't have known that. I love this machine. I've got one in the basement sitting in a box. It's been sitting there for years. I rarely ever hook it up, but it's just cool to look at. You know, it actually looks like an engine, right? Which is weird. The PC Engine Super Graphics. Fucking cool. Yeah. All right. Astyanax. Here we go. Astyanax is the name of Jalico's upcoming action-adventure cart. In the game, you become the title character, warped into an alternate world of good and evil, where a princess and fairy are counting on your fighting skills to free them from a horrible evil, of course. All right, what do we have over here on the ad? We got a Bandai ad. Was it the PC Engine people? Was it that the PC Engine people brought them a Super Graphics and a briefcase full of cash? It could be, because at the beginning, as you'll recall, and let me hold on before I move. What page are we on here? Okay, as you'll recall, at the beginning editorial, Steve talks about the Super Graphics, and then the review crew, he says he's having fun with his latest toy, a new Super Graphics from Japan. So, yeah, totally could be a little bit of, hey, we'll give you one of these. You want to write it up? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just dude went to Japan, got his Super Graphics, and he was like, hey, let's talk about it. Anyway, okay, Wild Boys. Yeah, look at these Wild Boys. It looks like a fucking 80s metal band. Bandai Golf, Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, so Ken, a lot of times they just came back from Japan with a box load of shit, and they're like, all right, guys, let's write about this. Seems about right. Yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that is a game that I played, I think, back in the day. So here's what we're going to look at in Next Wave. All these games here. I'm not going to, pour over every detail of every page, but we'll go through them. We looked at Astyanax. Let's see what else we got here. And if you guys want me to stop or go back to something, just let me know. Um, nice. Went back to Japan, brought back stuff. What a fucking life. That'd be amazing. Your guys write about this shit. All right, what are we looking at here? We got Rescue Rangers. It was a classic. I remember playing the Mad Max game, I think. Baseball Simulator 1000 from Fnary's new favorite publisher, Culture Brain. Yeah, the Go-Go 13 game. I'm pretty sure I rented that thing as well. Got some Jalico stuff here. Chase HQ, which is always a good one. Advanced D&D. Let's take a look at the ad, the double page ad on the next page. This sucker. We got Rescue, the embassy mission. And then Beyond Shadowgate. You guys hear any music in the background? By the way, I kind of forget that I've even got it going. Yeah, Shadowgate. I only played Beyond Shadowgate on the Turbo CD. All right, where are we at here? Ikari Warriors 3. I always love these games. Taking it to the hoop on the TurboGrafx. That was an alright one. So we got a good page full of TurboGrafx shit here. Newtopia, one of my favorite Zelda clones. Newtopia 2 was better. But still, fun little game. It came from the desert, an old 50s style kind of schlock horror kind of thing. Yeah, Shadowgate's brutal, man. Blaster Master, another cutout. So cut out the thing and we'll send you a fucking newsletter. Amazing. Here we go. Double Dragon 2, big full page ad. Just looks like the cover. And then they put the cover, like picture in picture down there practically. That's pretty awesome. What are the games? Atomic Robo Kid. I like that game. That's not bad. Curse. I'm pretty sure we played that on a Randy Button episode one night. Air Driver. Not my type of game right there. The first person flight game. Let's see. Let me know if you want me to stop. I mean, we're going to have to stop on this guy with the aviator shades. Yeah, you want to look at Billy? Yeah, she does get shot right at the beginning. You're right. Let's go back to aviator shades here. Look at these guys. The fucking sick mullet on top. He's got the reflection of the car. Knight Rider car in his shades. And then down below, he's got the reflection of Airwolf in his shades. I mean, this is high quality fucking graphic design for back in the day. No joke. Yeah, Phantasy Star 2 for sure. 4 was my favorite. I think 4 was like the big, their big coup de grace, I guess. Is that the right? I don't know. Fucking whatever. I'm too tired. And what do we got here? They kept saying new soft news, softs, and all that stuff. That's a soft. It's like a phrase that never took off that they're trying to make happen here. So coming up in Volume 2, so it means they're going to talk about it next time. Super C and possibly Castlevania 3, Bonk's Adventure and Crater Maze. I love Bonk's Adventure. You fools know that. Crater Maze is an underrated game. I think it's super fun. And once again, we see Tongue of the Fat Man. Tongue of the Fat Man makes an appearance. Can I still pull this up? Look at that. Tongue of the Fat Man right there. Look at that fucking thing. Tongue of the Fat Man. I don't even get it. Where's the tongue? I don't see the tongue. I don't see it at all. Fucking Tongue of the Fat Man. That cover. I love it. I don't even know what that's supposed to be, It's fucked up. It's fucked up. All right, I'm going to get rid of that. We're going to talk about that next issue, apparently. All right, and then we got some tricks. This is, so Ken, if you're still around, I assume this is before Trickman Terry's time. I thought he came a little later. So it's probably somebody else compiling these, or I should say maybe reading the latest issue of Famitsu and dropping them in here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. We got Godzilla. We got Military Madness. Yeah. Trickman was definitely later. I was almost positive he came after you and Martin. Man. So they don't really tell you what consoles these are for. I mean, they say Genesis Golf, but that was the name of the game. Turbo Pac-Land, I mean, it was just called Pac-Land. But other than that, like, holy shit, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. What are these games? Are fucking turbo games. Yeah, yeah. I'm guessing. What did is this another like Steve went to Japan, grabbed a bunch of Famitsus, and was like, "All right, guys, grab the codes." Or am I just being a smartass? I don't know. Maybe both. All right, let's see. Next page. Again, Turbo Space Harrier. Why didn't they just put the fucking name of the console below it? Below the title. Ordyne again. R-Type. What's this game here? Fucking, what is it? Cybernoid. Man, that is some font right there. From Acclaim. Look at that. That is killer. That's a killer font. All right, I'm going to keep moving along. We've got, I don't know, half a dozen or so pages to go here. Got some double dragon codes. More wrestling. Look at this kid. He just beat Randy Macho Man Savage. He did it on WrestleMania for Nintendo. Look at fucking the $1 Million Man down there. Yeah, Cybernoid's a great game. It's just that fucking font is... Took me a minute to figure out what the hell it was. The Honky Tonk Man. Beating the piss out of people with his guitar. Alright, Rolling Thunder is a game that I never got into. Like, it never appealed to me. It just seemed clunky, but fucking Sega puts it on just about every single compilation. Ultima 4 on the Master System, no thank you. Sidearms, this is a controversial one. Josh hates this game. I think it's alright, man. It was one of the first shooters that I played on the TurboGrafx, and I really liked it. And then, of course, there's Kato-chan and Ken-chan, JJ and Jeff, the TurboGrafx. I always like these fact file, these back page, back of the issue features in EGM. They would get bigger and bigger and bigger as EGM went on, and until like they were full on like strategy guides. At some point, they like I remember I think it was the Streets of Rage 2, fact file pages in the back, and I was like, fuck, it's like 8 pages of Streets of Rage. It's awesome. So Martin did most of these. He did like the layout and stuff. That's pretty cool. JJ and Jeff, what a crazy game. And then check out the next 2-pager. This big spread here. Look at this sucker. It's so bad. The Power Glove. I've never owned one. I don't even know if I've ever touched one. I don't know. Just I wasn't into it. I wasn't into this shit. So weird. All right, Military Madness. We got some strategy here. We got the Nintendo Power tip line here. Look at that art. I mean, come on. That's the best you guys can do. Holy cow. Truxton. We talked about that earlier. Played some Truxton music. Speaking of music, I think we're done here. Let's go to Ordyne, since we're going to play this in a little bit. All right. All right, Truxton. Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit going on this page, isn't it? But you're talking about this art? Like, what is he got going on? So there's somebody over here with his shoes off. I don't know. Looks like he got his ass knocked out. This guy's eating popcorn, calling the line with some whack-ass controller over there, and he's looking back at us at the camera. Got to find out who this artist was. Kieran something or other. Drew in 1989. That's some art, man. All right, anyway. Truxton, great game. Maybe not the best Genesis port, as I recall, but great game. We're getting to the end here. Nintendo. We buy, sell used games. The Funko ad, man. New Hope, Minnesota. So let me tell you a little story about this. 3233 Gettysburg Court, Funko. I'm going to look this up. 3233 Gettysburg Court. Whoops. Court. Yep. So, this is copy image. Let's drop it in here. Hold on, give me a second. It's going to work. It's not going to work, is it? Undo. Anyway, if I could show you this, you would see. Actually, I might be able to. Hold on. Let's do this. Give me 1 second. I promise it's going to be worth it. Fucking trust me. All right. Blah, 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 blah. There it is. Okay, you guys can kind of see it now. Okay. You see this fucking street view here. See if I can zoom in. Come on, motherfucker. It's not going to let me. Either way, you see this fucking street view? This is a house. This, my friends, is the original Funko Land corporate headquarters. Right there. They're waving at the Google car right there. So this is the Funko Land's OG corporate headquarters. Nuts, right? So, story is the dude who owned Funko Land just fucking started the business right out of his house. Started that shit right out of his house. When he was in his like early 30s, I think. He had a family, and he was like, hey, people seem to dig these video games and shit. What if I bought and sold them, So that's what he did, and his mail-in business got bigger and bigger, and eventually opened a warehouse. And then he was like, well, shit, I'll open a store. One store led to two stores, throughout the Minneapolis suburbs. Next thing you know, fucking dude has, a few hundred stores around the country and sells the whole thing off to GameStop. And that's it. Crazy, man. Just a guy with an idea. Very cool. Anyway, that was my segue, or not segue. You know what I'm saying? Sidebar. Yeah, he was my boss for a while. Interesting guy. And then finally we've got a POW ad because, fucking making games about POWs and dropping napalm and shit was just totally okay back then, I guess. Fucking weird as hell, but... And then our back cover, a Hudson Soft ad, which... Crazy. Look at this thing. So it looks like the Famicom controller, right? Third-party controller that you can plug some headphones in and be part of the action. Isn't that crazy? I had no idea that Hudson put that thing out. So just put on stereo headphones and get ready. The sound shifts rapidly from ear to ear. Hudson. Nice. Okay. So there it is. We went through EGM issue 8. That was a good time, man. I love those old magazines. So I'm hoping to do this kind of regularly. Just go through some of these old mags and check them out. And then play a game or two from featured in the magazine. So in this magazine, they talk a little bit about, if I can find it, Ordine, which is a game that doesn't get much play these days. Here it is. They gave it 4s, 3s. Martin gave it a 7. He liked it. The rest of these guys just did not give a shit about Ordine, which is fair. Ordine isn't exactly like the greatest game ever. Is it a 3? Fuck no, man. Like, it's not a 3, Jim. What are you talking about? It's just a perfectly fine game. It's at least, if we're using a 1 to 10 where a 5's average, it's at least a 5, right? But, it's perfectly fine. It's not horrible. It's not great. Fucking A, let's play it a little bit, shall we? So, here we go. Let's play a little bit of Ordine. Here it is. All right. All right. Let me know how the audio is. I've got a feeling it's pretty darn low at the moment, so give me 1 second. Oop. So yeah, Ordine. You know, nothing really like crazy special about it, but it's cute. You know, it's a little cute 'em up. I know Mo loves this game. You know, this was one of the first TurboGrafx games that he ever played when I was kind of introducing him to the TurboGrafx, and he was like, "Shit, man, Ordine's a good time." You know, he picked it up for like $5. You know, back when you could actually pick up a used game for under $100. But yeah, he dug it. What do we got here? Speed up. Let's get our speed up, huh? Oh, not enough. Oh, I only have 2,000. Okay, well, let's do the Vulcan. I don't know what that is. Game audio is absent. All right, man. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Hold on. We'll get it going. We'll get it going. There, it's got to be better now. Okay. Better? Yeah. Please come again. There we go. Oh, lovely job. Bought my item, lost it immediately. Here's me kicking ass. So yeah, fun little game. These fucking flying bunnies always get me though. Not this time, flying bunnies. Whatever you are, dolphins, you look like flying bunnies. Any other games you guys saw in the magazine that you want me to try to track down so we can take a look at? I mean, we can try to find, what the hell is that thing? Tongue of the Fat Man or whatever? I don't know. That'd be some shit. Take a look at that thing. I don't even, oh, I missed it. Dynamite Ducks? All right, Dynamite Ducks. As soon as we kind of get the gist of Ordine here, we'll check out fucking Dynamite Ducks. All right, let's do the three-way shot, and then I'll die the moment I get. Oh wait, I keep on looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at my score. Okay, so we can't do that. Let's get what's shooting through burner. What the hell's the shooting through burner? All right, Wink's here. Wink, I think you missed the EGM review, but oh, look at this sucker. Yeah. Look at this thing. All right. All right, Dynamite Ducks. Fnary wants to see. So, Fnary, I've, you know, quote unquote known you now for, why don't I have any, oh, did I beat him already? Well, that was easy. I've quote unquote known you for well over a decade now. And I've referred to you as Fnary and pronounced it as Fnary this entire time. And I believe that to be correct. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I pronounce your online handle correctly. Oh, they put an ad for their, oh, what the hell is this? All right, so Fnary, right? Just quickly, Fnary, right? Dave, on the other hand, he has a hard time pronouncing it, and he like really like pronounces it as like two separate syllables almost. It's like if Fnary, right? Yeah, I guess P. Henry would be all right, but he's like Fnary, and I'm like, why do you pronounce it? And I say you pronounce it Fnary, and he can't do it. Like something in his brain can't make his mouth say it that way. No, I'm not gonna try this. So if I'm saying it incorrectly, if I have been saying it incorrectly all these years, I need you to phonetically type it into the chat. Because that'd be something. It's been, I mean, Christ, it's got to have been like 15 years that I've been saying it. Fnary, 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 fnary. Like, almost like Jack Lemmon when he's sneezing in The Odd Couple, you know. Fnary. Right? Is that an old-ass reference for you guys? Showing my age. And also, I don't know where that name comes from. I don't know if we've ever had this conversation. Like, where the hell does that name come from? And how did you settle for it as your online handle? Is it some sort of like, I know you're big Lovecraft. Oh, a sci-fi novel, and literally never heard it said out loud by anyone who knows what it should sound like. Okay, so am I on? Is that how you pronounce it? Like if you were to say it out loud? Is that right? All right, I think you guys get the hint. You get the idea of Ordine. Now, is this a 3 out of 10? Shit, no, Jim. Come on. Like, don't be an asshole. This is at least a 5. I'd be willing to go like 6-ish. Maybe even 7 if I had a really good day. Like, let's say my wife and I had sex that morning. I'd be like, yeah, I'm giving Ordine a 7. That's how good that sex was. You know, that's where my that's where I'd land on this thing, you know? All right. Yeah, it's 1K? Nice. All right. We're going to stop with Ordine. But totally a 6, man. Totally a 6. It's double Jim's score. To hell with Jim and his bullshit score. All right. Funary requested Dynamite Ducks. What the fuck? It was for NES, right? Dynamite Ducks. Let's find it. I thought it was on NES. Let's see. Let's go back to the magazine. Dynamite Ducks. Double Dragon. It was reviewed, I think. Buena's Blob. Dynamite Ducks. Oh, it was the Master System. Right. Okay. Fenry. Yeah, see, that's not right. That's not right. Okay, Dynamite Ducks. Goddamn, on this Master System. I mean, you kind of know it's gonna suck. Sorry, Sega fan. That was completely accidental. Sega fans, I should say. But here we go. Dynamite Ducks. All right, let's get with the shit here. Let's get ugly. Do I even have the controller set up for this thing? Maybe not. Hold on. Game controls. I do not. Here we go. Let's call that good. All right, let's give it a shot. Wow, look at this. Look at these weirdly faced people. All right, she's jumping up and down. She's about to get attacked by a sprite that doesn't have transparency set to it. She's going to get thrown in some sort of door. Is that Colonel Sanders? Is that fucking Colonel Sanders? Holy cow. So he swings. Boom. I'm going to go punch Colonel Sanders. Weird. The hit detection's way off, the collision detection. So you got to kind of approximate it. Oh, now I've got a rock. What is that? Is that a hot dog? That's a hot dog. Okay, that's kind of funny. Yeah, it looks bad, but I don't know. I'm wondering, is this also, what did they give it? What, hold on. Let's go back. Let's roll the tape. What did they give it? They gave it a 3. Martin gave it a 4, and another 3. Okay. Let's go back. I mean, it looks like shit. What are these things even? I mean, it's doing more than oh, wow. Holy cow. Oh, this fucker. Like he aimed.